And joining us next, she may be a master roaster. Talked to her earlier this week. We've been following each other on Twitter for a while. I follow her work. You follow her work. She's doing big things at CBS Sports. Katie Mox, at Katie Mox Bets on Twitter. Moxie Bets podcast, and of course the Pick Six podcast. She's on the scene in Las Vegas. A big Niners and Warriors fan. And apparently her family is tapped into the morning roast.
Of course they are.
Here are the Boxer Girls and guests. Like, Katie, are you calling cap? Were you just trying to get on the roast and trying to make us feel good?
Yes. Well, first of all, I'm so excited about this. Here I am, a 49ers fan, a Bay Area kid at the Super Bowl with CBS, and I have to tell you, I am most excited to talk to you guys because, like you said, I'm from the Bay Area. To come on to KNBR, 95.7 The Game, the morning roast with you guys. My family listens to you every morning. I know my brothers right now are tapped in with the biggest smile on their face. So thank you for making me cool to my family.
I love that, Katie. So you're in Las Vegas watching the Niners. Your brothers are listening in. So what is the scene like in Vegas? Because we're going to be out there Saturday night. We're getting antsy here. We got the Warriors going on. What is going on in Vegas right now? Give us the vibe.
It is, well, first of all, the early vibes are all 49ers. There's so much Niner gang out here. It makes my heart sing. But, we had Jason McCourty on the show the other day, and he said, and I actually believe this too, earlier people coming in are all going to be Niners fans. The Kansas City people are coming later in the week, so hopefully we still hold strong. But when I went to opening night, and I'm sure you guys saw the clips of this, the boos that were coming in for Kansas City were deafening. And anytime the 49ers were up, the entire place erupted. And y'all know, the 49ers, the faithful, travel better than anybody else. So I hope those vibes stay. It's starting to get busier. It's starting to get crazy. When you guys come in, I'm sure it's just going to be a madhouse. But we need all Niner fans here.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm coming in on a business trip Saturday night, leaving Tuesday. I'm expecting to party. I'm fired up for this one. How the hell are the 49ers the favorites, though? I mean, Mahomes is Mahomes. To me, he should be the favorite. How are the Niners the favorite?
Well, I think what people don't understand is that this is a business for sports books, right? And if you think about the futures markets, and for people who don't do gambling a lot, I know it hasn't been legalized in California quite yet, but you can gamble on things to happen in the season before the season takes off. The 49ers were the favorite to win the Super Bowl, and they are a huge liability for sports books right now. There is a lot of money, early money, futures money on the 49ers to win the Super Bowl. So making the Chiefs, giving them 2.5 points, it is baiting people and the public to bet on the Chiefs so it evens out so the sports books don't take that big of a hit. And I think that's what a lot of people don't necessarily think about, is it's a business for the sports book and they got to try to cover their own butt.
Wow, interesting stuff. So with that said, what is your favorite prop bet of the week here, Super Bowl Sunday? What's your favorite prop bet, Katie?
So obviously we know that Christian McCaffrey for an anytime touchdown is automatic. The guy has one in every single game. But because of that, the number is so juiced. You can find us at minus 220, which if anyone listening, do not bet something like that. Don't even put it in a parlay. What I like is Christian McCaffrey for an anytime touchdown, but in the first half. Ooh. Guys, if you look at his splits between his touchdowns in the first half versus the second half, he's got 11 rushing touchdowns, 4 receiving in the first half, versus just 3 and 3 in the second half. Now, that's all the games this season. So Christian McCaffrey finds pay dirt first half. That's at plus 120.
All right, so I'm looking at some of these MVP odds, and I told Bonte earlier in the week, I like long shots. To me, Deebo Samuel feels like great value. I know the quarterbacks and all that, but great value. Who if you're going to place money on MVPs and you're going to go out, because me and him are going to go out there and I'm going to bet on some of this stuff. Yeah. Who do you like and why?
Yeah, look, I love Brock Purdy. I'm not going to put this on Brock Purdy because if the 49ers win the Super Bowl, this is going to be a Christian McCaffrey game. But like you said, that's super chalk. So if you're looking at something to be a little bit more long shot, I love Deebo Samuel too. He is the heart and soul of this offense. And I think a lot of people forget that before Christian McCaffrey came on the team, Deebo Samuel had 502 rushing yards in the 2021 season. I think we're going to see more running plays from Deebo. Obviously, how to beat the Chiefs is in the ground game. That pass defense is super locked down. I think Shanahan's going to try to protect Purdy because we all know he can throw those very interceptable balls. He's probably going to have a little bit of nerve. This is going to be a heavy run game, and I would be surprised if we see Debo getting a little dirty with it. And we know that he can get to the outside. Kansas City is a little bit more vulnerable to outside runs. So I love looking at Debo, and that is the guy, as we saw in the NFC Championship game, when you need to get this game going, you go to Debo. He's like, I'm not protecting anything. I'm going out there. So love Debo for a long shot. But Christian McCaffrey, you can't go wrong if you want to do stock.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Katie Mox here on the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game, courtesy of the Boxer and Girls and Guest Line. All right, Patrick Mahomes, you're a Niner fan. How nervous does he make you feel on Sunday, despite all the variables, despite all the knowledge you just spit to us here about the Kansas City defense and how susceptible they are to outside runs? How nervous does Mahomes make you?
Very nervous. I don't think that there's a person. If anyone that says, like, I'm not worried about Patrick Mahomes, maybe hasn't watched football since this guy took over as the quarterback, especially this year. It's like, I thought maybe this was the year that we wouldn't have to deal with Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. And this man, without any receivers and with all of those drops that happened, has found himself yet again in the postseason, and we saw it. He's just systematic. And all of a sudden, Kelsey, who by all means had a down year, look at him in the AFC Championship game, 11 of 11, 116 yards, a score. The tandem of them plus Andy Reid is scary, and it should scare everyone. But they are beatable, and I know that the 49ers can do it because we are stacked. I mean, top to bottom, we have the better team. But he's the best quarterback in the league. He's potentially the best quarterback of all time, and he's going to make you earn it. And, yeah, we should be worried. We cannot go down, at the half like we have been in the postseason and think you're going to beat Patrick Mahomes.
So I was in Vegas in December, and I ran into Shady McCoy, and it was the same day the Niners were playing the Eagles, and I was talking smack to him, and, yeah, you can play the drop sound. That's fine.
Katie, if you don't know Shasky, your family probably knows he loves a name drop. He'll probably name drop a party in Vegas.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, Katie. Okay, who's the person that you've either brushed shoulders up against or been in the room with that kind of shocked you a little?
Oh, man. I mean, this week in Vegas, like, again, we had with J.J. Watt, comes on the show, and every time I see him, I'm just like, oh, my God, this is one of the greatest defensive players of all time. So, being able to work with him, and I guess because I'm on the media side, like Nate Burleson, to me, Nate Burleson is like a god. He does absolutely everything. But in terms of, like, I haven't seen anyone yet, but I would love to see like a Joe Montana or something like that, like something from my childhood. But I haven't seen any of those guys yet. And I know that, you rub shoulders with those kind of people all the time up there in the Bay Area.
No.
All the time.
I'm sure you had Joe on the show. Yeah. I'm sure Joe Cool's been on the show.
Yeah, he was. What's funny? He was on the show, and we actually had a scheduled day off, so we missed that show.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, I know. We'll catch him up on the rebound. We got to make sure to check clears, though. Joe only does things for money. We love Joe Montana, but he's about that cash. He's about that paper. All right, Katie.
I work with the biggest star in his own mind every single day. So it's just an honor to be alongside him. I'm his Ed McMahon.
Well, can I say actually, Bonte, and I know, Joe, you're just kind of busting his balls right now, but there was a clip that you posted recently, Bonte, and it was for your coverage for the Warriors, and there was a woman that you used to work with, and she was like, I'm so proud of you because you're just a Bay Area kid and a sports fan, and but what I'm saying is I relate to that because that's me. I didn't go to broadcast journalism school. I was just a fan, a 49ers fan. I was a season ticket holder at Levi's for a long time. And I somehow have hoodwinked my way into CBS.
You're like Shasky.
Super Bowl.
You're like Shasky.
Fake it till you make it, baby.
Shasky didn't go to broadcast journalism school. I'm the one with the Buster Brown hat. Go to broadcast journalism school. Don't say that out loud.
Then, Joe, I'm like you.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Everybody's got a little butch.
Hey, I'm looking at your profile right now. You got the star-studded photo out in Las Vegas, man. I know everybody's wearing their best fits. I'm actually trying to think about the fit I'm going to wear at the Super Bowl. No, Shasky is too.
I already have it laid out.
Yeah, no, I don't have it laid out
yet.
It's
like Master Sunday. I knew Nike told me exactly what I'm laying down. I know what my kid is.
I'm fashionable.
Hey, Katie, this is a lot of fun. I'm glad we did this, man. This was a long time coming. Whenever we got some gambling questions, I should say, you're our go-to. Yeah. You are our go-to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Katie Mox, CBS Sports. We love what you do. We love those problems. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Heads or tails?
Yeah.
And then what's the over-under on the national anthem? What do you think?
Well, so they say that tails never fails, right? And that's kind of true. First of all, betting on the coin toss, there's nothing more Super Bowl than that, right? It's like an appetizer to the big game. Even if you're not into gambling, this is always a fun one to do. Right now, I will say 54% of bets are on heads.
Oh.
But I still like tails, and tails does have a slight edge. It's 30-27 all-time heading into Super Bowl 58. So I'm going to go tails with that one. And in terms of the national anthem, I haven't looked at this line yet. I haven't looked at the line.
Who's singing
so
it?
I gotta get back to you on
Who's
that
even
one.
singing the national anthem? Spinoni, you got to be quick on this one. I don't even know who's singing because usually it goes over. I heard it's been going over recently. They hold those notes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Reba McEntire.
Who the hell is that?
Ooh.
You know who that is?
You don't know
Country singer.
I know,
Yeah, I don't know. Katie, I mean,
She doesn't do long, but here's the thing. Like, you think when there's like a Jennifer Hudson or like when Whitney Houston did, they could go those long riffs. Reba doesn't really do that. So I'll have to see what the line is, but I might lean under.
I like that.
Because, country singers aren't like, it doesn't go on for a long time. They don't do that.
I do like a good country concert.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Do you know who Toby Keith is?
I do know who that is.
He just passed away this week.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Rest in
exactly.
peace.
Thank you,
That's why I
Katie.
know him. I saw it on Twitter.
He has a very undiverse portfolio when it comes to music.
Yeah. I was going to say I thought you were talking about Toby Keith. But again, all right.
All right, P.
Katie, good stuff.
Good stuff, Katie, man. Hopefully you made your family proud, Katie.
Yes. Again, thank you so much. And hopefully I see y'all when you're out here.
Absolutely, Katie. Good stuff. Good stuff as always. Continued success over there at CBS Sports. Katie Mox. Go follow her on Twitter, making her Morning Roast debut, courtesy of the Boxer and Gerson guest line. Katie Mox here. She bounced back in a major way after the initial slip up. She redeemed herself.